Rock 99X Barnes, Leslie, Jimmy, please welcome Mariel Hemingway to the show. Our first Hemingway.
Good morning.
Mariel.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. Do you still, like, on a daily basis get questions about your grandfather?
Probably, yeah.
And Jimmy's going to start off with one.
Well, that's, I mean, because,
what's such a classic name?
He's a much bigger star than any of us will ever be.
But I mean, I wonder, because you've made it on your own, obviously, and you have an incredibly impressive list of your own credits, but still, just the name Hemingway carries so much weight. I wondered if it still today you get asked about it all the time.
I do, and I don't mind at all. I think he was extraordinary. I'm actually going to direct a movie of one of his pieces, A Movable Feast.
What is the bar in Florida that...
Harry? No,
Sloppy Joe's?
Sloppy Joe's, that's it, sorry.
We used to have one here in Atlanta, yeah.
Right,
and was that like licensed by your family?
No. Nobody was that clued in that they would, get on top of that. It would
really?
be nice if they did.
Yeah, I would think so. They use his image all over the place.
They sure do.
You were only 14 when you did the movie Lipstick back in the 70s, and then you did Manhattan. Do you have any recollection now of, like, just the whirlwind being in your teens and being in major motion pictures?
It was a bizarre thing to have done. I wasn't really thinking about it in those terms. It was just fun for me. I grew up in Idaho, and it was fun for me to go off to Los Angeles to make a movie. It wasn't something that, I didn't think of it as, I wasn't like one of those kids who was looking for work.
Wasn't that supposed to be a vehicle for your sister Margot, though?
It was indeed. And in fact, she got me in the movie. And
you outshined her.
Oh,
I mean, that's
that was tough. Yeah, that was tough.
You got a lot of attention.
It wasn't really what I wanted to do.
We've been seeing the previews on VH1. You playing obviously Tipper Gore in this this movie on VH1, and you look just like her. Do you remember when all this was happening in the '80s when the PMRC was?
I actually do remember. I remember thinking she was a complete idiot.
Right.
Thinking, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Because I was only 24 at the time.
Right.
Thinking this is ridiculous. It seemed like she was infringing upon my rights as a young person. Looking back in retrospect, really what she wanted to do was to be a responsible parent, and it just got a bit bigger than that initial desire.
So you kind of look at it differently now as a mom yourself.
I certainly do. I mean, I think I think it's good. It enables people to have the option to, let their children listen to certain kinds of music. But certainly, any kind of censorship is completely horrible, and we don't want to have anything to do with that at all.
People, it seemed, really made a much bigger deal out of that whole music rating system than it actually was. People were saying, censorship, man, it's bad. It wasn't like they wanted to make certain kinds of music illegal. They just wanted to say to parents, hey, this is what's on it. I mean, was it really that bad a thing?
No, it wasn't such a bad thing, but what happened was as the women, the sort of Washington wives that got together, they were like, they wanted more. They started to get greedy about it, and that's when I think it started to get into a danger zone, because then it became like, how much are you going to start attacking everything?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's when the lines got fuzzy, and that's when it wasn't cool anymore.
I thought she was the devil because at the time I was 16 and into Iron Maiden, and all of a sudden, man, those stickers are coming right from my head.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Mariel Hemingway on the Morning X. Thanks, Mariel.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The best of the Morning X 98.